My name is Patrick Price, and I'm from Providence Hospital, and I'm here with Mr. Eddie Eagle, who is the health educator with the prevention program, and in the back we have ILP and Kelly Taylor. Today we're going to address one of the areas of our EIS program, which we thought would be good. Pretty much straightforward. I know everyone here has problems, give or take because of the field, getting people in, getting them to stay, incentives, being creative, that whole thing, that never stops. And that's something that always goes on. You're gonna have your ups and downs and those sort of things. So, it's an ongoing struggle. So, fast track, this is actually done through prevention with Eddie's group. Basically fast tracking clients who were reactive in the field at off-site testing facilities. And so basically, clients were showing up for appointments. And we, again, have a million reasons why they don't show up. Primarily, the clients we serve are low income. A lot of them may have substance abuse problems, homelessness, legal issues. So, and a myriad of other things going on, so they're just not able to come. Clients are leaving the hospital because of lengthy wait times to see people, to get initiated into the program. And last year, January 2016 to November 2016, outreach had 2 or more positive clients per month, which is good. But again, you have to go back up to the top, and that's something we all, still deal with. Some of the things that came up, that Eddie came up with were client incentives, transportation options, inclusive laboratory lenders in the process. And we all know with incentives, sometimes people come, they take advantage of the incentives, and they don't stay. Or they'll only come if you have incentives. So, you have to be, again, creative with, regardless of, income, the race, sex, or whatever, when you do offer incentives, there has to be something you have to do first, then, the incentive on the back end. Because if just incentive based, you're wasting a lot of money, and people are kind of hanging out, if you will. So, Mr. Eagle.
So again, as Patrick was saying, what we had to do was we had to be creative. We're in Providence Hospital, but we're actually not county work within the hospital. So in that case, what happens is a lot of the staff that we have to deal with on a daily basis, they are not concerned with the clients that we have coming in. So we did a survey, and that survey that we did, we use that survey every time we go out and we do a testing event. And in that survey, we asked questions, and those questions were simple questions like, well, if we brought you into the hospital, why, when, what? Why wouldn't you come back if you had an appointment that you had to keep? For what reason? And we got a feedback, and that feedback was basically, again, what Patrick said. People were saying that, hey, first of all, we can't afford it, or I don't have $2 to get there. We do a lot of testing off-site at DHS sites and things like that. People are there actually to get food. Some of the young women that are for the TANF program, they're there to receive benefits. So for us to try and get them to come into the hospital, pretty much at that particular time, they're not interested because they have to wait to see what's going to take place here. And then once they leave, there's a possibility that they won't come in anyway. So the first thing that we found in dealing with them was the treatment that they get when they come into the hospital. They come into the hospital, sometimes, you have staff that may be on the phone talking to the girlfriend or just in general having a conversation. And people have to wait. And when they stand there and wait after 5 to 10 minutes, even one of us, after a couple minutes waiting in the doctor's office, you will get a little pissed about this person not seeing you while they're just talking about what happened last night on one of the TV shows. So anyway, what we did to improve that aspect was that we got other people involved. We have different pharmaceutical reps that come into the hospital all the time, trying to sell a new medication or trying to get the clients to move to a new insurance company or whatever the case is. So in return, we ask them to bring in something, bring in some food, bring in some cookies, bring in whatever we can get them to bring. And we use those incentives to share amongst the people who we have to rely on a daily basis in order to get them to see the clients. So what we did in that case was we followed up the information that we got from the individuals in our survey. Then we had to go to improving communication amongst ourselves on the floor. Now, we have staff, just like anybody else, who are there, but they only want to do what they're supposed to do. So we're now on the west end of the 7th floor in Brockton Hospital, so we pretty much see each other, or you can open the door and pass by and say a word or two on a daily basis. The good thing about most of the people that we work with, again I said, most of the people we work with, you can ask Kelly or Patrick, you know, we can have a conversation about somebody that we got in the DHS office or in the club last week, and we say, hey, we're expecting this person to show up. If this person shows up, will you let us know? And then they'll come up and they'll let us know that that person came to the clinic. So what we try and do from that point, again, we have to get creative, because we work for Art Moslin, who is so cheap, he keeps his hand in his pocket all the time. So what we do though is we invite them to different things. Like, we are always doing different events. We're collaborating with several different programs. So if we have a client come in and that client is newly diagnosed and that client is not really sure about what it is that the next process is supposed to be, we invite them to our support group. If they come into our support groups, we have other clients in the support group to kind of have a conversation with them and let them know you were diagnosed today, but this individual was diagnosed back in 1985. So what happens then is you inform the client that, hey, this is not the end of the road. When I say about the things that we do as far as events and that kind of thing, we offer them to come out. We do have a little incentive where we can have clients come out and help us with projects or programs, and they can get a stipend for it. We also allow them to bring in friends. When they bring in friends or family or loved ones or whoever they may bring with them, that allows everybody to see what it is that they do. People feel a lot better about what they can do when they can be a part of helping themselves. Pretty much what we had to do was we had to go to the director in the laboratory. We had to talk to him about the problems that we were having, and he in return gave us an opportunity to be able to fast track clients through. Clients don't have to wait when they come in. If they show up for an appointment today, they can come down. We can give them a call. We can let them know that we're sending a client down. When they come down, they go straight through. The other thing that we were able to do was, I heard somebody else earlier today mention Uber. We created an Uber account, because in most cases, when people are trying to come to the hospital, if you're gonna send them through the changes of getting on a bus and going across town to a medical appointment, they've got all of that time to think about if they wanna go or not. So in knowing that, then what you have to do is you have to kind of find a way to counter it. And how we countered it was, we offered them an Uber, which brought them from home to the hospital. Then we found out that most clients don't want to go directly back home from their appointment. That's when we started to utilize the bus cars. So the simple things that we were able to do, those things allowed us to be able to bring our rates of individuals coming in for their appointments from the 40% up to the 90% total. No. Any questions?
It's just more like to know when QI now, but for 3 years I was providing services for clients that were substance abusers that had deal with many like that. And how effective is the Uber thing? Is like in terms of you, do they actually come once you ask their Uber, or like you have to struggle with that?
No, yeah, we actually have a data person who also has to make calls for appointments on a daily basis. And what happens is, in these cases, again, we if we don't encounter that person at that time when we are asking them to come in on Uber, we stay in touch. We call again when we're having events. If you involve them in what's going on, you kind of are able to judge, you know, that they're going to actually show up. Because they're going to show up even if today they may ask you ahead of time, hey, you think I might be able to get a meal ticket, or I might be able to get a couple of bus cards, you know, and so you let them sign up for a couple of extra bus cards and you give them to them.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I just appreciate the fact that you did the support group.
Anybody else?
How have you found the effective to be like if they get an incentive if they refer a client, like a new client, like somebody they know? Because we have something similar where they get like a gift card. I don't know if we've done any testing on the efficacy of it. Do you find that you get a lot of referrals from like friends and family of clients?
Yeah. We have found also that we have some clients that come into the hospital a lot too. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorry, repeat the question, please.
Just if you've had like how much success you've had with friends and family.
y'all stop laughing.
So
Go ahead.
if you've had a lot of success with having friends and family be referred, like from if they get an incentive, if they get a friend to come in and enter care or get tested, has that been something you've seen and implemented?
Yes, we have seen that those kinds of things work. And sometimes they get the friends and family in, not because of the incentive, but they're happy to get it once they get there. But it is being offered.
Kind of piggybacking on that question, because I was really curious about how you were utilizing, I think you're right, it's great when you can get the community or patients involved in the events and things that you're doing to bring other community members in. But how specifically have you found the consumers that have worked with you, how specifically are you utilizing them? Like, what are you having them do specifically at your events? Are you having them invite people? I'm curious how you.
Yeah, we utilize them in the sense where we have them like do condom distribution, or if we're not having them do condom distribution, we have clients who are volunteers as a part of our program on a daily basis. And so those clients are always bringing new clients in, and they come and go, but we have found that it's very effective.
Thanks.
Not that I'm trying to steal your idea, but I need to ramp up my support group. So, talking about incentives, like, could you give me an example of what type of incentives you use?
Uber, we have meal cards,
We have meal cards, we have Walgreens, there's a place called, I'll get your card, I can give you information, but they sell all these cards as, I said Manna Group, somebody said it, I heard it, Manna Group, and that's where we get it. And most of the time, we don't have to necessarily just use them. We can invite the pharmaceutical reps, we can invite the legal counsel, we can invite people who have different programs going in the community. We can invite them and have them come in, and again, most of the time when meal works, because at the end of the month, a lot of clients that we have are not really sure what they're gonna eat, so they're over there with us, they're at Austin CDC, they're at the Core Center, but actually they plan those meals as part of their supply.
Thank you.
and again, it's incorporated, it's not just come, get a pamphlet and leave, it's look at the presentation, and, be fully integrated. So it kind of makes it even more receptive, like I said, especially in a support group, and everybody's it's kind of warm and inviting. Rather you sit there, you read this pamphlet, and what you got, and then, that's it, which is happening. But yes, it's all the truth. It's hand out, hand out gift cards,